Hey Aries, it's Heather here with Empress. I hope everyone is doing well out there on this Monday morning. This is going to be your general spread for November 2019. We are just going to do as we usually do. I'm going to shuffle, let the cards fall where they may, see what intuitive messages are coming through and what the cards are trying to tell us. All right. Okay, so right off the bat, Aries, we have the Devil and the Knight of Pentacles. So obviously, we all know that the Devil card, when it comes out, most of you freak out a little bit, but that's okay because I do feel like this is working towards overcoming toxicity when it comes to not only maybe financial means or career means in your life. This could also be overcoming toxicity when it comes to what you pour your soul into, where you pour your energy, where you invest your time, where you invest your money, where you invest yourself. You know, the Pentacles to me, they are not only about money. It's about abundance of all forms for me. So spiritual abundance, emotional abundance, material abundance, things like that. I do feel like the Devil card here is signifying that there either was some toxicity in relationships involving money possibly, or involving how much effort and time you put into things versus how much you got back from someone else. And it could also just very well be there's been an imbalance, some kind of toxicity or some lessons that had to be learned when it came to, again, investments of some kind for you. It's going to be different for every Aries out there, but emotional, again, material, emotional, spiritual, in relationships. It could be in finances. It could be in a career. It could be how much you poured into a job and how much you did not get back in return, things like that. But you're overcoming it. I do feel like, especially with that, for some reason it keeps, okay, so you have the Knight of Cups here, Knight of Emotions. Yeah, it's something that has had a innate effect and kind of inspired some change inside of you, honestly. You could be working towards some emotional clearing out, some emotional, where you've invested your emotions at. It could also be leveling up, maturing a little bit when it comes to the time, the effort you want to put into relationships, put into, again, career. It could be a battle between relationships and career for you, and it's finding a balance within. You could have had toxic cycles when it came to, maybe you got in a relationship and you poured everything into that and you neglected other aspects of your life, or vice versa. Maybe you were so focused on career and abundance and money and school that you neglected the emotional aspects in your life. So I feel like this is a balancing out again. I keep getting balancing out for some of you. We have, awakening here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to adjust this camera. We're going to get real, up close and personal for 2 seconds. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, the awakening card here, which is the card of judgment. Judgment comes into play when we need the spiritual cleansing, when we need the spiritual balancing out, when things need to change. It's a lot of the times it could be taken one of two ways for me. Judgment, it could be literally spiritual awakening coming in, universe, bestowing judgment on us, karmic cycles, things. If you've balanced something out, it's okay, it's time. It's time to make a judgment call. What do you want to do moving forward? Are you going to balance this out, or are you going to stay in this toxic cycle when it comes to, I keep getting money in relationships, so again, it could be very heavily, some of you just invest so much of yourself into relationships and you don't get the reciprocity back, or you become so consumed with money and finances that you don't invest anything into the relationships. You don't pour into that because you become a little bit in ego, a little bit centrally focused, and that's not bad. Ego is healthy when it's done the right way, but when there's an imbalance in the situation, it can cause a lot of issues. So I do feel like a spiritual, emotional balancing out is taking place because you've kind of seen the cycles. I feel like I've seen the cycles. I don't want to repeat the cycle again. Or maybe you pick partners that are unemotional. Maybe they don't emotionally invest in you. Maybe they don't pour into you. Maybe financially they pour into you, but emotionally they're just distant, they're cold, they're cut off. Or again, you get someone that is overwhelmingly pouring into you emotionally, but they bring nothing to the table otherwise. No abundance, no energy exchange. They just literally are so needy. Let's see what else we can get for November for you guys. Yeah, you're starting to recognize not only what needed to be balanced out within, but you're also recognizing that pouring into yourself in a healthy way with healthy means is going to push you further along in your spiritual growth, in your spiritual path. I do feel like a lot of you have really neglected, again, either relationships or yourself. For me, this Empress, it feels more so you. Maybe you've neglected your creativity. Maybe you're finally feeling divinely inspired. You're finding the balance within. You're overcoming the pain, the cycles, the toxicity that has brought you to a point of really embracing and moving forward into your creative visions. Maybe whatever toxicity, again, I just keep looking at this devil, whatever you've had to overcome, I do feel like it has brought such an innate balance, and it's pushed you forward tenfold into your spiritual journey, into your spiritual awareness. So it has benefited. There was a purpose for it. And I think at the end of the day, the purpose was for you to find some kind of divine power within your divine feminine. Becoming more spiritually in tune, but also becoming more aware of what is and isn't worth your investment, your time, your money, your emotions, your love, your connection. Because not all connections are meant for us to really wholeheartedly connect to. Let's be honest. Sometimes we get caught in stagnant connections that don't pour into us. They drain us. And that's not where you want to be at, for sure. You guys deserve reciprocity. You deserve to be somewhere where you feel not only free to be yourself within, but you feel like you are supported. You're emotionally nourished in the situation. So what else can we get for Aries? Yeah, 6 of Wands. So I love this. Not only are you tuning into what victory, abundance, success, joy looks like for you, because you have the 6 of Wands here. It's the card of victory. You're going after what you want. You're doing it unapologetically, which is beautiful because you should do that. But you are also getting recognition. You're getting acclamation. You're getting praise. This is because of the battles that you fought. So if you have fought internally within yourself, it's things you've overcame. Kudos to you, because, clearly you've been inspired enough to where you've pulled yourself out of that, out of those cycles. Could be those connections, those situations, those money patterns, things like that, in order to really find that victory for yourself. Now, you do have the Muse of Voices here. This is a King of Swords energy underneath the Knight. So you definitely are having some kind of clarity when it comes to where you are investing yourself. Again, materials, Pentacles, it's investments for me. Where are you investing yourself? Where are you investing your time? Where are you investing your money? Where are you investing energy? You are becoming innately aware of what is and is not worth your time, your energy. And that's because you've been inspired to where you know what you want. And if this isn't it, if this devil energy, if this is a person, this is a connection, if this isn't pouring into you, if this isn't what success looks like, then you're going to end up leaving it behind. You're going to end up cutting it out. And if this is you, you're cutting out the toxic shit in your own life in order to better yourself and move forward and pour into things that are inspiring you, things that are promoting spiritual growth within your soul, which is beautiful. You got the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, okay, so you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is beautiful. Again, the clearer you get when it comes to what you're pouring into, the faster the wheel turns in the right direction. That's what I'm getting. The more you tune in, the more you get in tune, the quicker things can shift, cycles can end, your life can change and move forward. Page of Cups, Page of Emotions. Again, this is like the little offer that comes in. I feel like this is the universe bringing you that love that you've been possibly searching for among other means. Because with the devil, it's toxicity of all kinds. It's jealousy, it's attachment, things like that. But it could actually be toxic situations where maybe, again, you were pouring into someone that wasn't pouring into you, that didn't give a shit. Maybe you were in situations that, I hate saying this, but I'm going to say it because it's whatever. It's in my head. Maybe you were emotionally pouring into people that wanted sex and you wanted more. And that's okay because it happens to so many people out there. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but it is something to learn from. It is a cycle that eventually comes to an end when you realize your worth, when you recognize what you're bringing to the table and what someone else is taking but not throwing out, throwing nothing back. There's no reciprocity there. It's time to take all of your beautiful gifts, everything you have to offer, pack that shit up and leave. Because that's what this feels like. That spiritual awakening, that light, that fire that gets lit, the realizations you come to, it comes with self-love attached. So it's because of the perspective you've had that it causes that cycle to shift. You put an end to that, and then you start experiencing this level of self-love, this nurturing within your soul, which, I mean, it's phenomenal. It's something that it feels like it's been a long time coming for you guys. But it was much needed. I keep getting that. It was much needed after a period of maybe allowing things you normally wouldn't have allowed. And I do feel like it was from a place of love, of pouring yourself into something that, again, wasn't going to pour into you. And again, it's a cycle that a lot of people, not just you guys, a lot of people get caught in a lot. Look, I was just talking about that perspective, yeah. Hanged muse, a hanged man. It's perspective shift. Underneath that Empress, you're pulling yourself back. You're taking a nice, hard look at what you're pouring your divine and feminine essence into, where you could probably pour it into career, into things that light a fire, into passion, into something that is emotionally driven and creatively driven. But the Hanged Man is, I feel like more so, it's you guys taking a look at how you have and have not loved yourself in situations, in different cycles, in different periods in your life, and finally getting in tune with the fact that you deserve the love that you've been giving out, and what you've been giving out to someone that was lacking, you can turn around and pour that back into you and find it fulfilling, because it's for you. It's self-love for a reason, and that's where the basis of every other relationship, friendship, family, connections, whatever you want to call it, it comes from you. It comes from self. That's where you set the standard, you set the bar, because standards, they're not boundaries. Like, if someone's going to treat you right, standards aren't going to matter. It's not going to matter to them because they're going to exceed. And it's not setting expectations of, oh, my standards, it's not the 3D, oh, they have to be this tall, and oh, they need to do this and this. No. Standards as in, they're a genuine person, they're a kind person, they treat me with respect, they pour into me, I pour into them. We promote growth, we promote expansion, things like that. That's what the focal point's coming into for you guys. I do feel like if you were caught up in toxic situations, it was because of someone that was a little bit more 3D based. And again, that's not good or bad. It's not better or worse. We're not higher up or lower. It's just, it is what it is. Someone's more 3D based and you're more 5D spiritually aware and in tune. That's not always going to be an equal mesh of things, because 3D a lot of the time doesn't matter when you are more spiritually based. The stuff just doesn't matter to you as much. And that's okay. That's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we outgrow people in situations because we get a little bit more in tune and we want the external 3D less. We want to go internal and work on us more. And that's okay. Nine of Pentacles. Having everything you need to fulfill yourself on your own. This is my Independent card. There's victory here. There's victory and just like the way that she looks on this card, it always gets me because she's just so happy. Because she has everything she needs within her to fulfill herself. That's the key. That's when you find it. That's when you find the spark, the passion, the victory, the recognition. All of it comes when you finally recognize yourself, how worthy you are, how beautiful you are, how amazing and incredible and inspiring you are to other people. That's where it really stems from. Again, that self-love. It starts with self-love, This is going to be quite a beautiful month for you guys. Two of Wands. New directions. New possibilities. Again, I love this card too, the artwork on this one. Taking a look at where you're headed, where you're going. I feel like you guys are able to really step back, Hanged Man, Two of Wands, kind of redirect, find your focus, find the focal point for you where you want to be, because you find this Nine of Pentacles where you are just really fulfilled and whole within. You know, you had this Empress. You know your worth. The Empress does not chase. She does not demand. She literally sits and allows things to come to her. She calls things into her. And if it's not in alignment, it doesn't get within 10 feet of her. It's like, no, you go on somewhere else. You are not in alignment with me. I'm the Empress. I love myself enough to really be discerning and to dispel any energies that really don't resonate with me anymore. It's not on you. It's not on me. It's just not going to work. That's where you guys are at. Two of Wands, you're finding and you're taking the time to really see what's going to bring abundance into your life, but also really promote, again, the growth, the energy, what's going to align with you. You got the Moon card here. So I do feel like you guys are it's like you just have this innate knowing inside of where you're meant to be, what your purpose is, what you're doing. And if you haven't found it yet, give it time. Go within, work on yourself, love yourself, pour into things that really matter to you, that spark joy inside of you. And that's how you're going to find your answer. And you're going to find it just out of the blue. It's going to be inspired. It's going to come from within, because the wheel's going to be turning in the right direction. It's going to lead you towards something that you probably never saw coming, but you felt it, if that makes any sense. It's like you can't really see. Actually, I talked to someone about this today. It's like having a puzzle, and you're not going to have all the pieces falling at once, and that's okay. But you are going to notice when a piece falls down, and it's like you're holding on to it, and you're like, this is my piece. This is my piece. This goes in my puzzle. This is it. This is the next step. I'm doing it. That's what this feels like with the Two of Wands. You're just waiting on that piece to come into your hand, and when you feel it, you're going to know it. And you're going to put that piece down, you're going to head in that direction, and it's slowly going to fall into place. But it's doing it one step at a time, which I know might not be always the easiest energy for Aries. I have Aries in my life. Some of my closest friends, family members are heavily embedded with fire in their chart. And me being a Taurus, that's my sun. It's in my 12th house. It is what it is. I do have a lot of Gemini in me, which means I'm a little bit more in my head when it comes to things, but I'm very grounded, so I'm okay waiting. It's take it one day at a time, one step at a time, and it really reveals itself. The path comes out before you even realize it. What else do we have? I need 2 more cards. Yes. Yeah, the Fool. 6 of Swords. Okay, yeah, you're leaving behind. I love this so much. So the Fool card here. Taking that leap of faith again, that innate yes. Like, this is my piece. This is it. This is what I'm heading towards. It's going to really inspire you. You're going to get it. You're going to feel it. You're going to get it. It's going to hit you. Again, I keep looking at these cards, how they all play together. I wish I had another camera so I could show you guys. But, you know, whatever lights you up inside, you're going to feel it. You're going to get it. And you're going to fucking leap. You're going to leap for it. And you are not going to be scared of it. Hanged Man was on top of 6 of Swords. So, again, whatever you've left, you've left. You've left it. It's gone. It's done. You're taking leaps in order to leave the shit that doesn't serve you behind, to cut off those ties, to really embrace what is meant for you, and to leave the troubled waters behind. So, you guys are completely headed in the right direction. I absolutely love this reading. This has been phenomenal. Okay, I'm not going to throw any clarifiers. I feel like it is pretty cut and dry. Straightforward for you guys this month. I am going to grab one of my Yogic Path Oracle cards. Also, this is the Muse Tarot. This has been like the deck that's been inspiring for the past month. I will just say that I did used to be on a pretty good schedule, guys, but to be 100% honest, my time has been really devoted into the spiritual shop that I'm creating, the things that I'm creating that I feel like will truly help and inspire people and help them in their day-to-day lives. I'm working on the storefront. I'm working on getting those things out. But I do still feel called to do these videos for you guys. So there might not be on a set schedule. I'm going to remove the schedule that's on there now. But I do want to do generals for you guys. I'm going to try my best to get to the mid-months as well. Time has just been something that, with this new cycle, and with Uranus being in Taurus in my 12th house right now, it's just been pushing me to do all of this work. All of this energy has just been pushing me forward in the North Node, being in Cancer, in my first house with my Sun and my Mars. Again, more astrology talk, sorry. But it's just been so motivating for me, and this is what I'm called to do right now. But I do still want to bring, whatever I can to the table as far as YouTube goes. So I will be here. Uploads will not be as frequent, clearly, but I am doing my very best, and I love you guys, and I'm super grateful for everyone that watches, everyone that takes the time out of their day to just sit with me for 20 minutes and listen to, whatever fits for you, whatever resonates. Like I always say, this isn't going to resonate for everybody, and not every piece is going to be for your puzzle, but there might be a piece in here that is pertaining to that you can put together and kind of, oh yeah, I've been working on that, or oh, that happened last week, this is what's going on, okay. That's all I want to do. I just want to help. I'm going to butcher this, so pranayama. We're going to just throw it up there. Okay. And then let me grab this little book real quick for you guys. I do feel like this is going to be an easier way. So let's see. It is on pranayama 69. Sorry. It's an awful joke. I'm sorry. 8 stages of yoga, control of breath. You have inhaled the beauty, joy, and magnificence of life and exhaled the toxicity, stagnancy, and dullness. Now it's time to use the prana, energy, you have cultivated deeper towards your truth. With this control of the breath, you can control your life. So where would you like it to go? That's that 2 of Wands. If you're seeking more rest, tranquility, and luxury, breathe slower. If you're seeking more energy, speed, and stamina in your life, breathe faster. Through this controlled breath, you can decide how you want to feel and when. Begin the study of various pranayama practices, such as alternative nostril breathing and breath of fire. Use it in your life to magnetize your direction. And anyone that wants to look this up, actually, I'm just going to hold it up for you guys. That way you can see. All right. I love you guys so much. I will be back for mid-months. And yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic November ahead. I will see you guys soon. Love and light.